Hello children, welcome to our biology session. We have a coordination lesson in our 10th class. To understand the lesson in a better way, we need some prerequisites. And those prerequisites are taken from our previous classes. We are discussing about the animal tissues from class 9th. And we know that animals move from one place to another place. Animals are living things. There are so many parts in their bodies, externally and also internally. And there are so many organ systems also in their bodies. How these organ systems are coordinated in their bodies? We should know about the various types of tissues in the animals. There are different kinds of tissues in the animals to perform different functions. First of all, what is a tissue? We should know about it. And do some tissues help the organs to carry out their functions? How do they do so? This is a hierarchical order from a cell to an organism. We all know that cell is the basic unit of life and it is the structural and functional unit of life. Then some group of cells which are similar in structure and similar in function forms a tissue. So tissue means it is a group of cells which are similar in structure and function. And organ means group of tissues working together to perform specific job. Group of organs working together to perform a specific job forms an organ system, and different organ systems group together to form an organism. Likewise, there is an hierarchical order. And in animals, there are 4 major types of tissues. They are useful to perform different functions. Some tissues help in the protection and covering, and these tissues are called as the epithelial tissues. And some tissues make connections between the tissues, and these tissues are called as the connective tissues. Blood, cartilage, tendons, ligaments are some examples for the connective tissues. And some tissues help in the movement, and they are called as the muscular tissues. And some tissues carry information to respond to the stimuli, and that type of tissue is called as the nervous tissue. So what are the 4 major types of tissues in animals? Epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue and nervous tissue. We have different organ systems in our body. They carry out different functions, and this is our circulatory system. Heart and blood vessels are the important parts of the circulatory system. Heart is the pumping organ and it circulates blood throughout our body. This is our skeletal system and it is formed by bones. And this is our nervous system. Brain, spinal cord and nerves are the important parts of our nervous system. This is our muscular system. These muscles are helpful for us to move. So muscles are responsible for the movement of our body parts externally and also internally. How do muscles contract and relax? Here, what is the body doing? So muscular tissue consists of elongated cells called the muscle fibers. This tissue is responsible for movement in our body. Muscles always work in pairs. When one muscle contracts, the other muscle relaxes. The contracted muscle becomes shorter, stiffer and thicker. When the first muscle contracts, the second muscle relaxes. When the second muscle contracts, the first muscle relaxes. And muscles contain special protein called contractile proteins which contract and relax to cause movement in our body. And based on their structure, location and function, muscles are of 3 types. First type of muscle is the striated muscle. Look at the picture, children. Here you can see some striations or bands. These are the striations. These striations are alternate light and dark bands. So this is called as the striated muscle, and this type of muscles are present in some parts of our body. Some parts we can move voluntarily, like our limbs, hands and legs. We can move according to our consciousness and according to our will and wish. And though in those parts this type of muscles are present, so they are also called as the voluntary muscles. And these muscles are attached to the skeletal system of our body. So these are also called as the skeletal muscles, and these muscles have many nuclei in their cells. These muscle cells are long and elongated, and the second type of muscles are non-striated muscles. As the name itself suggests that these muscle cells does not contain any striations or bands. You can see from the picture, and they are having single nuclei and they are elongated, long and have pointed ends. And these non-striated muscles are involuntary muscles, because they are present in some parts of our body where there is no involvement of us. For example, the movement of food in our alimentary canal does not involve any of our will or wish. We cannot stop them or we cannot start them. So those type of organs consist this type of muscles called the non-striated muscles. And third type of muscles are cardiac muscles. The name itself suggests that this type of muscles are present in our heart. These muscle cells are branched and they have single nuclei. You can observe that there are also striations, and here also striations. But what is the difference between striated muscle and cardiac muscle? This is voluntary muscle, but this is involuntary muscle. They work independently. So they are called as the involuntary muscles, and they are mostly present in the heart, and they are helpful for the heart beating, for the functioning of the heart. So these are the three types of muscles present in our body in various organs, and they are helpful for the movement of our body and also the body parts. And next, coming to the nervous tissue, it is very specialized tissue in our body. If you put your fingers in a glass of hot water, how do you feel? How do you know that the water is hot or cool? Will you keep your hand in that glass only if still it is hot? No. You immediately react. You immediately show the response. Observe this picture. If you put your leg on a sharp-edged stone while walking, what will you do and how do you feel? Will you still walk on that sharp-edged stones? No. You immediately, your body shows the response. So the system which works for this type of situations is called as the nervous tissue. The feelings like the above situations is because of the specialized mechanism in our body. It works like electrical current passing through the wires, and nervous system is very important system in our body, and brain, spinal cord and nerves play a very active role in this mechanism. Nervous tissue is a specialized tissue that responds to internal stimuli as well as external stimuli. So this is our nervous system, and this is the brain, and this is the spinal cord, and these are the nerves. Some nerves arise from the brain and some nerves arise from the spinal cord. The nerves arising from the brain are called as the cranial nerves. So brain, spinal cord and nerves play an important role in the nervous system, and the cells of the nervous system are called as the neurons or nerve cells. Nervous system is made up of neurons, and neurons receive and conduct impulses. And this is a nerve cell. And neurons are the only cells in the body which do not have the ability of regeneration. We know that if you get hurt, the skin cells come again. The skin cells may regenerate, but that is not the case with our nerve cells. They do not have the ability of regeneration. Neurons are highly specialized for transmitting a stimulus from one place to another place within the body. And what are the parts of a neuron or a nerve cell? There are mainly three parts in the nerve cell. The first part is called as the cell body or cyton, and the second part is the dendrites, and the third part is the axon. So this is the cyton. It is also called as the cell body. It consists of a prominent nucleus. This part also consists of some granules called as the Nissls granules. And around the cell body, you may find several number of branched structures. These branched structures are very sharp and thin, and these sharp branched structures are called as the dendrites. And each cell body consists of one prominent long projection called as the axon. The first part is the cell body, second part is the dendrite, and the third part is the axon. And if you observe, axon is covered with a sheath, and this sheath is called as the myelin sheath. But at some places, myelin sheath is not there. It is absent at some places. The places where myelin sheath is absent is called as the nodes of Ranvier. And the axon ends with axon terminals. So this is the structure of a nerve cell. See here, cell body are the cyton. It has large nucleus and cytoplasm, and the cytoplasm contains granular structures called as the Nissls granules. And dendrites are the second part, and these are the projections arising from the cell body or the cyton. They are very sharp, thin and branched. And axon is the one large arising from cyton. See here children, this is one nerve cell and this is another nerve cell. What did you observe? The axon of one nerve cell attaches with the dendrites of the another nerve cell, and this place is called as the synapse or synapse. Axon of a nerve cell is connected with dendrites of a nearby nerve cell through connections, and these connections are present throughout our body and they are called as the synapse. They form a web-like structure throughout the body. Movements in the body are coordinated through the interaction of the skeletal system, muscular system and nervous system. Along with these systems, we have so many other systems in our body, and these all systems coordinate with one another in the proper functioning of the body. This is our muscular system. Muscular system help us to move from one place to another place. This is our skeleton system, which is formed of bones. An adult human body consists of 206 bones. You can observe various types of bones and also joints in our body. They are attached to the muscles. And this is our digestive system, which help us to digest the food. This is the long tube called the esophagus, and this is our stomach. And we can see the digestive glands also in this picture. This is the liver and this is the pancreas. Liver and pancreas secrete some substances which are helpful for the digestion. And this is our respiratory system, and lungs are the main organs in our body which help to breathe in and to breathe out. And this is our circulatory system. Heart and blood vessels are the important parts of our circulatory system. Heart is called as the pumping organ because it pumps the blood throughout our body through blood vessels, arteries, veins and capillaries. This is our excretory system, and kidneys are the main parts of our excretory system. Wastes are sent out from the body through our excretory system, and excretory system consists of ureters and also urethra. This system is helpful to send out the waste, and this is our nervous system. Brain is the important part. Brain, spinal cord and nerves are the important parts of our nervous system. We have come across various types of animal tissues. Tissue is a group of cells similar in structure and function. There are 4 types of animal tissues: epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue and nervous tissue. These tissues help us to perform various activities. These tissues help us to perform various functions in our body. Evaluation. Children, try to answer these questions. What is a tissue? How many types of muscular tissues are there? What is the functional unit of nervous system? What is a synapse? Thank you.